about when your effort is low. Because if you can get this, you can get any success you want in life. You can have anything you want in life if you can get this. The next time you give a low effort, right? You give it 70% or 50% or 30%. I want you to think about what you're thinking about when your effort is low. If your effort is low, you're probably not thinking about the opportunity. You're probably thinking about the obligation. And when you think about E.T., how you stay pumped up? E.T.'s how you stay on fire. E.T., how you always driven, even in the midst of trials and tribulations, even in the midst of your haters, when people try to break you and tear you down. E.T., how you stay strong. I keep thinking about the opportunity. Every single day, I'm thinking about the opportunity, and I'm not looking at this thing as an obligation. I'm not looking at this thing as something that I have to do, or that I'm forced to do, right? Something that somebody's making me do. Every time I wake up, I'm thinking, I'm alive, baby. This is the day. This is an opportunity. If you want what you've never had before, if you want to do what you've never done before, if you want to be what you've never been before, change your mentality. And I want you to see that effort goes up when you look at it as, I got an opportunity of a lifetime. But you should be excited about the fact that you have an opportunity.
Hello, I'm David Williams, District 3 Representative, seeking re-election to the Escambia County School Board. 4 years ago, I said, together we can make a difference. Today, I'm proud to say, together we have made a difference, thanks to your trust. And because of you, we do not have any failing schools. Our schools are safer, we've closed the achievement gap, and our students are college and career ready. I'm asking for your support again to re-elect me so that we can continue the work that we started 4 years ago. Please visit my website at davidwilliams3.com to learn more about my initiatives I have accomplished and the ones I will pursue over the next 4 years. Early voting is August 8th through the 15th, and the primary is August 18th. Your vote is essential to keeping our community moving forward. Thank you.
Choosing the right school is one of the most important decisions you'll make for your child. At Jacqueline Harris Preparatory Academy, we provide a safe, supporting environment where students grow academically and personally. With strong core instruction and unique programs, students gain confidence, creativity, and real-world skills. At JHPA, we live by our motto, enter to learn, depart to serve. Enroll today and prepare your child to soar.
WBQP TV Radio wants you to be. Be prepared for the hurricane season.
Hello, I'm Dr. Isaac Williams, and I'm running for School Board District 3. Our community is asking for change, and I agree. District 3 deserves change. District 3 deserves a representative who will listen, communicate, and stay connected to the community. Our students need every opportunity to succeed. Our teachers need support, and our community and parents need a voice. I've spent my time as a servant leader in the Marine Corps, as a pastor, as a community activist, and I'm prepared now to serve District 3 on day one. And I will be honored to earn your support and your vote on August 18th. God bless you. God keep you.
WBQP goals are to inform, to inspire, to educate, and to entertain. The station that cares.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. now, let's go. Get up now, turn it up now. 1, 2, 3, let's get it now.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
It's Tuesday. Get in the swing of things with Morning with Vernon.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now. It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now, let's go. Get up now, turn it up now. 1, 2, 3, let's get it now.
All right, everybody. Good morning. It's Morning with Vernon this morning. Good morning, everybody that's under the sound of my voice this morning. Today is Tuesday, y'all, July the 28th. This month is out of here, y'all. Out of here. We got 31 days, I think, in July, so we got a couple more days before we get out of here. Get your coffee? You got your coffee yet? Alan, good morning, man. How you doing this morning? Lois, are you staying motivated this morning? By all means, okay? By all means, stay motivated. Lois, good morning. All right. You talking about Lois saying this is going to be a Tangle Tuesday. Woo. All I know, it is going to be a terrific day, y'all. That's all I can say. Let's call it a terrific day right here on the Gulf Coast of Florida, y'all. On the Gulf Coast of Florida. Good morning, everybody. All right, let's go over to what we're going to go over this morning. But, of course, today is Tuesday, and usually I'm joined on Tuesday with Mr. Jerry McIntosh on Tuesday, and I was supposed to have a special guest today, which is Mrs. Angie Nixon. I don't know whether she's going to be able to make it or not, but if not, 8:30, 8 o'clock, we definitely going to have the Pensacola update. We had the Pensacola update. And with either the mayor might come on or the city manager, Mr. Clifton Collins, may come on this morning. They may or may not. I don't know which one will be on, but all I do know is that they are going to be on. They're going to be on this morning as well. And she's going to give us what's happening in the city of Pensacola. See some of the actual updates there in the city of Pensacola. We were scheduled to have Mrs. Angie Dixon on this morning. Angie is running for U.S. Senate this morning. I got an email from her this morning and saying, what did her email tell me this morning about, her flight is running late this morning, and she may or may not be able to join us. We have to see about that because of the particulars of her flight this morning. She's gonna be in town. She's gonna be in town today, y'all. She's definitely gonna be in town today, so we'll get a chance to see her at different events. If you hadn't seen Angie Nixon, she's a firebrand, okay? I'm telling you, she's something else. She's the one that with DeSantis now, down in DeSantis, she one that took the bullhorn and took it through, took the bullhorn at the in the Capitol when they was trying to do away with the voting rights stuff and everything. So you definitely want to hear from Miss Angie, y'all. She's something else, okay? But hopefully we can get on. If we don't, we can get on at another time. So between now and the election there, because she's something else. I was trying to find that email that she sent me this morning. That talked about I'm trying to think exactly what she just told me this morning about that. But anyway, she may and may not be on this morning, so we'll see. I don't think she's gonna be able to make it, but due to her schedule and her flight this morning. All right, so let's go on to some other good stuff this morning that we're gonna be talking about here on this show, the Morning with Vernon show this morning. We're also going to be starting off this Tuesday as Janice would call it. Janice called it a Taco Tuesday, and I believe somebody says a Tangible Tuesday, and Lois always got it. But well, let's go ahead and we're gonna call it a prayerful Tuesday this morning. So let's go ahead and get it. Can we get a prayer from you, Dr. Joe Gaston? Can you pray for us this morning?
This is Joe Gaston of Emmaus Baptist Church, Pensacola, Florida, and we come to you on this beautiful Tuesday that the Lord has given us. As a matter of fact, it's our Testimony Tuesday, and we've come to bless His name in sacred words of prayer. Let us pray. Father God, we come that we may testify on this Testimony Tuesday of your goodness in spite of our difficulties, our situations, our circumstances, in spite of what's ahead of us, as Mama would say. We've come to testify of your goodness and to say thank you. And so, Lord, this is our premise this morning. That is to bless you on this Tuesday, dear God, and to seek you out for the blessings of life. As we pray now in the belovedness of Jesus the Christ, our Lord, our Savior, our God, the master of the seed, our disparity. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Look like I got my date wrong on the on my graphics here. I want to see if I can repair that in real time here, y'all. We'll see what happened here this morning. But amen. Amen. I want to say good morning to everybody, and hopefully we're gonna talk about some of the. I hope I can get a chance to shout out some birthday shout out this morning. But even if I don't, sometimes I get rushed for time this morning, but we definitely going to get into some other stuff. How about, you want to know what the weather's going to be like today? I'm going to ask Miss Cheryl. Cheryl, can you tell me what the weather like this morning? Good morning.
And here's today's weather for Tuesday. Tuesday brings partly cloudy skies with another 20% chance of a passing shower. Afternoon temperatures once again reach 96 degrees with a low of 79.
All righty. Lola, can we
We're asking, are you ready for the traffic report? Here we go.
Yep.
Good Monday morning, Pensacola. Welcome back to the work week. Here's your WBQP traffic report to help you get where you're going safely. Let's look at the Monday morning commute. Traffic is expected to be heavier than normal as commuters return to work following the weekend. School staff, military personnel, and business travelers will contribute to increased traffic throughout the morning. Be careful of the traffic hotspots. Interstate 10 eastbound from Pine Forest Road to I-110 will experience moderate to heavy congestion between 6:30 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. Interstate 110 southbound approaching downtown Pensacola will slow during the peak commute. U.S. Highway 98, Pensacola Bay Bridge, heading into Gulf Breeze and toward Pensacola Beach should see steady commuter traffic with heavier volumes after 7 a.m. Davis Highway, State Route 291, between University Parkway and Airport Boulevard, remains one of the busiest routes, especially near Pensacola International Airport, hospitals, and shopping centers. 9 Mile Road near Navy Federal Credit Union and the University of West Florida will have increased traffic during the morning rush. Mobile Highway, Pace Boulevard, Cervantes Street, Fairfield Drive, and Scenic Highway are expected to experience periodic delays at major intersections. Slow down and be aware of construction and road work. Motorists should remain alert for active construction zones and maintenance crews on state highways and local roads. Reduce your speed in work zones and be prepared for occasional lane restrictions. Weather and driving conditions. Expect warm and humid conditions with the possibility of scattered afternoon thunderstorms. Wet pavement can quickly become slippery, so increase your following distance and slow down when rain begins. Here are some traffic safety reminders. Florida Highway Patrol, Pensacola Police Department, Escambia County Sheriff's Office, and neighboring law enforcement agencies will be conducting routine traffic enforcement throughout the day. Buckle up, obey posted speed limits, and eliminate distractions while driving. Estimated morning drive times. I-10 Pine Forest Road to I-110 15 to 20 minutes. Downtown Pensacola to Gulf Breeze, 18 to 25 minutes. 9 Mile Road to Davis Highway, 12 to 18 minutes. Pensacola to Pensacola Beach, 20 to 30 minutes. WBQP traffic tip. Leave a few minutes early, stay alert for changing weather and traffic conditions, and check your route before heading out for the morning commute. I'm Lola with the WBQP Traffic Center. Have a safe Monday, enjoy your day, and thank you for watching WBQP, your information station.
Back over to you, Vernon.
All right, back over to you. Seems like to me I must have got my traffic report all wrong. Cause did she say Monday? She probably did say Monday. Huh? You know what? If it ain't one thing, it's 5 or 6. I must have pulled over the wrong woman because she did me a traffic report this morning. I want to see, can I go back and find it this morning? Because that sound like, if you out there in that traffic, it doesn't matter because it all traffic is always the same this morning. But if not, but anyway, today is Tuesday. We were speaking of this morning about Representative Angie Nixon. She's going to be in town today, y'all. She's going to be in town. She's going to be at different locations throughout the day, and she's making her way over towards the Panhandle this very minute as I speak this morning. So if you didn't get a chance to hear her on WBQP here this morning, you definitely, if you go to certain events, and we're going to be covering some events that she's going to be at today, so you get a chance to hear. We're going to get her, if she's not able to call in because of a scheduling conflict, you will get a chance to hear a full interview with her. We planning to interview Miss Angie Nixon. She's running for the United States Senate today. And you definitely want to hear from her. And we definitely need to vote for her. And she definitely need to be the one that that we send to Washington to represent us in the United States Senate here for the state of Florida. You see what we got right now. We got nothing, basically nothing. All right, y'all, let's talk about the lottery this morning and see if anybody won the lottery today. Okay. Let's see here. Now watch this, see if I get the lottery one right. Okay, let's see what we got on lottery this morning.
Check those lottery tickets today. Your winning moment could be one scratch away.
Yep.
Vernon, it's Monday. Did you check your lottery tickets? If not, check it out.
All right.
Damn. Well, maybe next time.
Maybe next time, baby. Lola, what about the traffic again this morning? You got another traffic report this morning for me? Huh?
Thank you for asking. Are you ready for the traffic report? Here
I
we
am.
go.
Good morning, Vernon, and good morning to your viewers and listeners. How is your Tuesday going? I'm Lola with your WBQP Tuesday Traffic Report. Traffic is moving steadily across most of Escambia and Santa Rosa counties this morning, with the usual increase in volume during the morning commute. If you're traveling eastbound on I-10, expect heavier traffic approaching I-110, 9th Avenue, and the Escambia Bay Bridge. Westbound traffic is also beginning to build through the same corridor as commuters head toward downtown Pensacola and the Alabama state line. On U.S. Highway 98, allow a few extra minutes between Pensacola and Gulf Breeze, especially across the Pensacola Bay Chappie James Bridge, where traffic typically slows during peak commute hours. Drivers heading toward Navarre and Fort Walton Beach should also expect moderate delays as beach and work traffic merge. Along Davis Highway, 9 Mile Road, Mobile Highway, Scenic Highway, and Pace Boulevard, traffic is moderate with periodic slowdowns at major intersections. Be alert for school buses, pedestrians, and emergency vehicles during the morning rush. As of this report, no major highway closures or significant incidents have been reported affecting the Pensacola area, but conditions can change quickly. Florida traffic information is updated continuously throughout the day. Remember to buckle up, put the phone away, leave a safe following distance, and give yourself a few extra minutes to reach your destination safely. I'm Lola, and that's your WBQP Tuesday Traffic Report. WBQP, your information station. Drive safely, Pensacola.
Back
Thank
over
you,
to
Lola.
you, Vernon. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Lola May. This is Miss Lola, y'all, with WBQP Traffic Report. I knew I had a Tuesday traffic report somewhere. Just didn't. I couldn't find it. I clicked the wrong one this morning. Don't forget, y'all, that 7:30 we are going to be having Mrs. Shakita Payne on. She's gonna let us update us on the jobs, over at the ECUAs. If you're looking for jobs, you might want to go ahead and get those jobs right now. In fact, I was reading an article. If you're going to get the job with the city and the county, you might want to go ahead and start getting those jobs now, because if they got a referendum, y'all, on the ballot to do away with property taxes in Florida. And it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's a good thing. Nobody like to pay property taxes, but Florida, here in Florida, we don't pay sales state income tax in Florida, so that's a good thing. But the problem with I'm conflicted myself on whether or not I should vote for that referendum or not vote for it. If you vote for it, at least I know what my property taxes are right now, and I know where it goes. It goes to education. It goes to fund city services and county services and stuff like that. I am aware of that. And so I'm so used to already paying property tax. Now, if they take it away, that means the funding for those services for the counties and the cities and the schools going to fall short. And they're going to have to find that money somewhere else. So either what's going to happen is that the service is going to be cut, okay, or they're going to find that money somewhere else. In other words, they're going to raise taxes somewhere else. So I know the enemy that I got, okay? I don't know what the enemy I will be getting. So I think I want to just go ahead and say, okay, I want to vote against the property tax thing. We'll just continue paying property tax. At least I know what's what on that. So, but you have to make your own informed decisions about that as well. So that is definitely on the ballot. Also, what's on the ballot in Escambia County, Florida here, y'all, is whether or not we should vote for a elected superintendent or a appointed superintendent. We should have an elected superintendent, and somebody decided that, well, we're we went back and voted several years ago to have an appointed superintendent. And there's some advantages, and I think the Democratic Party is suggesting that we vote that measure down to keep the appointed superintendent, not to have an elected one, because when you put politics in anything like we do now, nothing gets done anymore. So at least with an elected superintendent, if we don't like what they're doing, we can say bye-bye and get somebody else that we can. That's not necessarily true when you got an elected one. You have to wait until the term is up. Like we're trying to wait now, all these terms of all the Republicans to get them out of there so we can do what we need to do. So I don't know. That's going to definitely be a problem. Definitely going to be a problem for us. All right, let me go to Nona this morning. Nona want to get some, and I try to throw some other African American news in for you this morning, but I want to let you hear about some national news that's going on around our area, around our country that you probably know, you may not know. Okay, but if not, I have Nona to give us. She give us the African American news of the week, the kind of week headlines, and let you know what's happening in and around our country. Nona, you ready? Hello.
Hi, I am Naomi, your WQP TV African American news reporter, bringing you Black news you can use. Stay tuned. You heard it here on WBQP.
Good morning. This is Naomi with WBQP TV top news headlines for the week of July 27, 2026, that affect the Black community. NAACP concludes 117th National Convention. Thousands gathered in Chicago as the NAACP wrapped up its national convention, adopting new priorities focused on voting rights, economic opportunity, environmental justice, education, and civic engagement under the theme, We the People. Civil rights leaders plan National Voting Rights March. Major civil rights organizations, including the NAACP and National Urban League, are organizing an August 28 March on Washington to advocate for stronger voting protections following recent legal and legislative changes. NAACP continues push for federal investigation. The organization is maintaining pressure on the U.S. Department of Justice to investigate the deaths of Black men in Tennessee and is calling for greater police accountability and transparency. HBCUs prepare for record fall enrollment. Several historically Black colleges and universities report strong enrollment momentum as institutions expand housing, academic programs, and workforce partnerships ahead of the new school year. Black-owned businesses gain national spotlight. Entrepreneurs from across the country showcased products and services during the NAACP convention's The Hub, highlighting continued growth in Black entrepreneurship and innovation.
Black health equity remains a national priority. Community organizations and healthcare leaders continue expanding outreach focused on reducing disparities in maternal health, chronic disease, and access to quality healthcare. Economic equity efforts expand. Advocacy groups are promoting initiatives aimed at increasing Black homeownership, small business investment, and workforce development as affordability challenges continue nationwide. Black student achievement programs grow. Education organizations announced new scholarship opportunities, STEM initiatives, and mentorship programs designed to increase college access and career readiness for Black students. Community violence prevention programs receive new attention. Local organizations across several cities are expanding youth mentorship, conflict resolution, and neighborhood violence prevention efforts to reduce gun violence. Black cultural heritage celebrated nationwide. Museums, arts organizations, and historical societies continue launching exhibitions and preservation projects highlighting African American history, culture, and contributions during America's 250th anniversary year. This is Naomi with WBQP TV, Black news you can use, your information station and the voice of the Black community.
Thank you, Naomi. We appreciate that Black news, y'all. We got to go to a commercial break, y'all. But when we come back from the commercial break, y'all, hopefully we're going to be going over some news you can use this morning. Just some of the basic headline news and stuff like that, okay? Basic headline news. But in the meantime, y'all tell everybody that Morning with Vernon is on. We'll be right back, okay?
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
Navigating heart care can be challenging. Baptist makes it better with the latest treatments and innovations and the area's largest, most experienced heart team ready to create a care plan just for you. All when you need us most. Let Baptist make it better. Baptist Healthcare.
For 75 years, Baptist has brought innovative care to our community. Through our Andrews Institute, we continue the legacy by providing advanced total joint care, restoring mobility, strength, and quality of life. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
Why wait? With Penn Air's fast approvals and low rates, getting a car loan is easier than ever. Penn Air Credit Union. Join us.
Hello, I'm Colonel Eric W. Shorter, and I'm running for mayor. As a true son of Pensacola and a product of multiple generations of public servants in this city, I know what it means to serve. The spirit of servitude led me to serve our country, the world, and now I'm here to serve Pensacola. My goals are simple. I want to create vertical economic initiatives, which translates to good-paying jobs. Affordability. I want to address the housing affordability crisis. Neighborhood revitalization. Something as simple as the addition of a sidewalk, a street light, or a park renovation goes a long ways with improving Pensacola residents' quality of life. Education reformation. I want to ensure that our children and young adults are prepared to meet today's demanding job market. Citywide opportunity is possible, and I'm not guessing. I'm positive. Vote for me, the positive choice.
Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home has been in business since 1913. Hi, I'm David Hawkins, the owner of Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, saying we are a full-service funeral home. We offer pre-need funeral planning. We have a newly remodeled chapel and conference facility. Stop by and see us today. We have 9 vehicles, all waiting to service you. At Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, we appreciate your stopping by. On behalf of all of our family here at Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, thank you so much for allowing our family to serve you.
Hello, I'm Dr. Isaac Williams, and I'm running for School Board District 3. Our community is asking for change, and I agree. District 3 deserves change. District 3 deserves a representative who will listen, communicate, and stay connected to the community. Our students need every opportunity to succeed. Our teachers need support, and our community and parents need a voice. I've spent my time as a servant leader in the Marine Corps, as a pastor, as a community activist, and I'm prepared now to serve District 3 on day 1. And I will be honored to earn your support and your vote on August 18th. God bless you. God keep you.
Choosing the right school is one of the most important decisions you'll make for your child. At Jacqueline Harris Preparatory Academy, we provide a safe, supportive environment where students grow academically and personally. Through strong core instruction and unique programs, students build confidence, creativity, and real-world skills. Enroll your child today and join us as Jacqueline Harris Preparatory Academy celebrates 25 years of serving the Pensacola community.
Keep growing.
Remember where you came from. It's the foundation of who you are.
Show up for others.
That's been our approach at Penn Air for 90 years. Penn Air Credit Union, 90 years strong.
Hello, I'm David Williams, District 3 Representative, seeking re-election to the Escambia County School Board. 4 years ago, I said, together we can make a difference. Today, I'm proud to say, together we have made a difference. Thanks to your trust. And because of you, we do not have any failing schools. Our schools are safer. We've closed the achievement gap, and our students are college and career ready. I'm asking for your support again to re-elect me so that we continue the work that we started 4 years ago. Please visit my website at davidwilliams3.com to learn more about my initiatives I have accomplished and the ones I will pursue over the next 4 years. Early voting is August 8th through the 15th, and the primary is August 18th. Your vote is essential to keeping our community moving forward. Thank you.
As a service to our community, we pause to remember those who have recently passed. Our deepest condolences. And prayers are with each family during this time of loss. Thank you for allowing WBQP to serve our community.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
Hi, this is J.O. Gatson of Emmaus Baptist Church, Pensacola, Florida, and we come to you on this beautiful Tuesday that the Lord has given us. As a matter of fact, it's our Testimony Tuesday, and we've come to bless His name in sacred words of prayer. Let us pray. Father God, we come that we may testify on this Testimony Tuesday of your goodness. In spite of our difficulties, our situations, our circumstances, in spite of what's ahead of us, as Mama would say, we've come to testify of your goodness and to say thank you. And so, Lord, this is our premise this morning. That is to bless you on this Tuesday, dear God, and to seek you out for the blessings of life. As we pray now in the belovedness of Jesus the Christ, our Lord, our Savior, our God, the master of the seed, our disparity. Amen.
Hello, I'm Dr. Isaac Williams, and I'm running for School Board District 3. Our community is asking for change, and I agree. District 3 deserves change. District 3 deserves a representative who will listen, communicate, and stay connected to the community. Our students need every opportunity to succeed. Our teachers need support, and our community and parents need a voice. I've spent my time as a servant leader in the Marine Corps, as a pastor, as a community activist, and I'm prepared now to serve District 3 on day one. And I will be honored to earn your support and your vote on August 18th. God bless you. God keep you.
WBQP goals are to inform, to inspire, to educate, and to entertain. The station that cares.
Hi, Vernon. Here's a look at your weekly weather forecast. We start the week with plenty of sunshine before rain chances increase during the second half of the week. Monday will be mostly sunny with just a 20% chance of rain. It'll be a hot one with a high of 96 degrees and a warm overnight low of 78. Tuesday brings partly cloudy skies with another 20% chance of a passing shower. Afternoon temperatures once again reach 96 degrees with a low of 79. Wednesday, clouds increase along with the rain chances. Expect a 50% chance of showers, a high of 94 degrees, and a low of 78. Thursday stays mostly cloudy with a 50% chance of scattered showers. Highs cool slightly to 90 degrees with lows of 77. And we wrap up the week on Friday with cloudy skies and a 50% chance of afternoon showers. Look for a high of 91 degrees and a low of 77. Overall, the first half of the week will be hot and mostly dry, while the second half brings more clouds and better chances for scattered showers. This is Cheryl Mulrain, and that's your weekly weather forecast for WBQP TV.
The voice of the Black community. Your information station.
Station that cares.
WBQP TV and radio. The station that cares.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
All right, y'all. Good morning. It's Morning with Vernon this morning. All righty, y'all. Let's go into, I guess we'll talk a little bit about Tuesday's news this morning. I guess we want to get into the news segment, see what's happening in the headline news before we get Miss Shakita Payne on, okay? All right, y'all. Stay tuned.
Can you believe it's Tuesday already, Vernon?
Not only that, Vernon has news you can use, so listen up.
All right, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. I do have some news that hopefully you can use this morning. I'm trusting that we can use some of this news that we're going to be talking about, particularly this news here. Y'all, we are going to be experiencing some triple digit weather, y'all. And I know the actual, the news people, the weather folks, they kind of give you what I call weather that's not really they tell you 100 degrees. It's never actually 110 degrees. It's weather that feels like it's 110 degrees, but it's going to be hot along this week, okay? Absolutely, it's going to be hot. So you just might want to make sure that you keep down cool, make sure that air conditioning is working fine, stay hydrated, and all that other kind of stuff, because if you don't have air conditioning, some folks don't. And I always encourage folks too, that if your neighbors and old folks and folks like that don't have any air conditioning, go out and spend $100 on your neighbor, buy them a little 5,000 watt air conditioner so they can stay cool. They're also setting up some cooling centers throughout Northwest Florida and South Alabama, y'all, that people can come in and they can cool off during the day that if they experience it. So we hadn't, and if anybody they say that there is a weather climber denier, I don't know what's wrong with them, because you can see the weather is always the leading point of the news every day. Every news report that you get, national news report, leads off with the weather. Okay, leads off with the weather. So think about it. So the world is changing. All right, let's do some other news. School is about to start, y'all. School is away, only a couple weeks away. In Florida, okay, and they don't have a consistent way. I know everybody don't start school at the same time. I know some private schools is going to start a week earlier than than the public school. In the state of Florida, I didn't know this, I just learned it. We got a law in the state of Florida that they cannot start school until after August the 10th, okay? That's the earliest you can start school in this for a public school in Florida. And the latest they can start is August the 13th, okay? August the 13th is the latest they can start in Florida. And so, but in Escambia County, I believe school going to open on Tuesday next week, the 12th or something like that. So in different counties, depending on where you are, it's different from, from whatever. Like long they got that range in there. So don't let that fool you. Okay? Don't let that fool you. Another story I want to talk about this morning, and I didn't get a chance to bring up the news reel on this story, but apparently something happened last night, the other night, where this bar owner here, his name escapes me, but let me see, can I find him on my radar here? That's topping the news today, y'all. He was jailed. For on a basic noise complaint. Now let me tell you, I never. This is called Club. It was called Your Place, My Spot, or something like that. I don't know. I never. It must have been a private club or something like that. Or BYOB club or something like that. And he got into a kerfuffle with the Escambia County Sheriff, and now he's sitting in jail under no bond. Okay, under no bond because they called him to turn the music down. Okay, and one thing led to another. Now he's sitting in jail, and there's some videos that going on over on social media. You've probably seen it already. I didn't have time to pull it up so I can show you what the video is about, but there. But now let me tell you, and I brought this story up to tell you this now. Okay, now when you're wrong, you're wrong, and when you're doing wrong, you should just not do wronger. Okay. Now, this guy was running an unlicensed club. Okay. Unlicensed club, number one. Okay. Now, for him not to obey the law, for when you're doing something illegal, it's always beyond me. Okay. When they told him they should turn the noise down, he should have turned the noise down. Okay, the sound down. Okay, after we got a noise ordinance in Florida, anytime after 10 o'clock, if the noise is so many decibel, then you have to turn it down. But anyhow, they have been called to that site, as I understand, many times until it erupted into this situation. I don't know who. Always remember now, there's three sides to a story. I'm just reporting the side that I'm reporting. I'm sure there's a different perspective to this as well. Okay, I'm almost certain there's a different perspective to this. So you'll hear more about this, I can guarantee. And it's also a club on Michigan. Now, I'm not familiar with the club. I never even heard of the club before now. So I don't know what the deal is. But let me move on to a different story here. Okay. Different story is just kind of cool it down just a little bit here. The National Weather Service is offering some, we are in hurricane season. They're offering some free virtual hurricane training this week. So you can get on your computer and you can take advantage of that as well. So know that you heard it. Know that you heard it here. Okay. Know that you heard it here. All right. 3 people was dead and 4 was injured. And this is national news. Y'all probably heard about this in the national news, and a festival up in Seattle, Washington. And at the same time, the other news that's coming out of Seattle, Washington, y'all, is that these 2 guys, if you ever been there, they got this big Space Needle. They call the Space Needle, big old thing, 600 feet up in the air with a big restaurant on top of it. And if you ever go to Seattle, you might want to go up there and have dinner or something like that. But 2 guys went up there and jumped off and parachuted off the building. They're looking for them now because they're saying that they're going to get them for trespassing and all that other kind of stuff. But anyhow, they're having a festival over there, and 3 people are dead and 4 injured after that. So keep your eyes on that news here in Pensacola, y'all. In this area here, firefighter rescued a man that was swept 200 feet after he fell in there off near the Blue Wahoo Stadium over there. Okay, it was kind of a dramatic rescue, if you will. The firefighters and police officers responded, but they pulled him out. They pulled him out for safety. Okay, over in Baldwin County, y'all. Over in Baldwin County, they get this man. He's going to get 10 years for a sex sting that they was going to doing over in Baldwin County. So in other words, they got him here in Pensacola, but he's a Baldwin County district school worker over there. And I don't understand. The janitor would call them perverts. Okay. But anyway, it is what it is. The Coast Guard, y'all remember we reported just the other day a shrimp boat sank in the bay, and it was carrying a lot of diesel fuel on board and stuff like that. And so they were concerned, and they caught fire, and they eventually sank. And but the contamination that is in the water there because of the diesel fuels and other stuff that was carrying on board, it is ongoing. And so that's another story you're gonna keep your eyes on because it's developing as we speak, and the cleanup is as a result of that. Also, breaking news over in Robertsdale, right next door. The firefighters battled a 3-story house fire over in Robertsdale. And when I was thinking, 3-story house fire, 3 stories over in Robertsdale, Alabama, it must have been one of the most slave mansions over there that caught a fire. I don't know. Well, you have a mansion over in Robertsdale, but anyhow, it's news. Firefighters, they had their hands full with that fire. Just reporting, dog. Also, deputies on yesterday, they had reported this man missing, a 68-year-old man. They was missing yesterday, but the good news is they found him. Okay, they found this man. He's safe and he's in good health, and so that is the good news according to the news reports. Okay, all right. Let's move on to a different story. Now, this man here, he was involved in a shooting back at Oakwood Terrace Apartments, back here in April. Now, they arrested him and this is the 4th attempt homicide that he was involved with. So hopefully that is going to wrap up that one, but he is in custody, as I understand it. 4th attempt homicide arrest happening at that event over in Oakwood Terrace. And I believe Mr. Community Ellison Bennett was reporting on that incident several weeks ago. All right, let's go over to Beulah, over on our west side of town here. They built a brand new fire station over there. Fire station probably no more than a couple of years old. And now they're finding mold in that brand new fire station. So the county is running tests on it to see how, see the effects of it. They're still able to use it. They were just having the firefighters to avoid that area that is contaminated with mold. They can find out what the effects of it and to find out and how and when they can get it all removed. That is over in the brand new Beulah fire station. It's more than 2 years old. A man helped to rush to in a house fire recently. I don't know exactly when this took place, but they called him an angel. Well, he is, for the folks that he saved. That house, I think, got struck by lightning, if I am correct in saying that, and it went up. It went up in flames. So a good Samaritan he had rushed in and helped get the family out very quickly before the house was engulfed into flames. So thank God for good Samaritans and community heroes that stepped in at this thing saying at a scary time. Thank God for that. All right. Now here's a veteran trying to make a difference in our community. Like I say, I'll try to report the good news and the not so good news. This is some good news. This veteran trying to make a difference in our community. His name is Carl Shrewell, if I'm pronouncing his name right. He did a life of service, and he doing some things in the community. You just need to read about his story. It's kind of a heartwarming story, and that he's trying to, as a veteran, that he's trying to reach back and trying to help help the community in many different ways. Okay, all right. I think we just covered this story here about firefighters and police were rescuing the man swept out from the Rahu Stadium. Yeah, I think I did that one already. I had jumped in there. Also, in kind of on a sports report, if you will, a semi-soccer team the Pensacola semi-soccer team won the national championship here in town. We ought to be real proud of soccer. Soccer has been really popular now because we hosted the FIFA thing this year, and people that wasn't in tune too much in soccer now beginning to pay soccer a little bit of attention. Soccer is the original football, so don't let NFL fool you. Soccer is the world's standard for football. It's the only football that played with your foot. And football, I know how we end up naming our sport football, but it is what it is, okay? It is what it is. Two people here were missing in Niceville, y'all, over in Okaloosa County. They're looking for your help to try to find these individuals. These are underage people here. So we're asking that anybody got any information that's seen these two individuals, please get a hold of the Okaloosa County Sheriff Office at 850-651-7400, or either call Crime Stoppers, okay, if you will. All right, let's move on to another story since we're over in Okaloosa County. The issue about flock cameras. People are up in tears about having these flock cameras because they're saying they invade their privacy. But however, I guess, as I always say, that every dark cloud have a silver lining. You may have a two-edged sword, whatever analogy you want to use, but the Crestview Police Department is crediting these flock cameras and arresting this child molester, Chester the molester. I don't know what his name is, but I thought that was kind of just calling him Chester the molester. But the flock cameras are helping law enforcement officers to solve crimes. You remember last week we had 5 people come out of Houston, Texas, to break into that crab restaurant on the beach, and with the help of flock cameras, they was arrested before they even got back to Houston. So they're all in jail. This young man here, he's a R&B or a rapper, or I think he's a rapper, called himself David or something like that. He's in deep trouble. Okay. A while back, it's been probably 4 or 5 months ago, they reported on him. They found a a dead body of a girl in his car, okay, and at the airport or something like that. But now they charged him with her murder. And then I reported yesterday on him that when the girl was 13 years old, they got some information about him and her dealing when she was 13 years old. The same girl that he's on trial for now. They're saying that the judge has ruled that they're going to send him to trial, and the prosecutor thinking about giving him the death sentence. So I know that's probably a scare tactic for him to go ahead and confess, so they don't have to spend that money for trial and then send him on for life. All right. Jesus, I hope my Trump derangement syndrome don't start acting up. All right. I know Shakita and them standing by, but we right with y'all, Shakita, in the report here. But anyway, Trump trying to keep the Senate in town until they pass this crazy, insane SAVE Act that he never gives up. Yesterday, day before yesterday, the appeal courts shot down his executive order for people that are trying to do mail-in ballot. Now he's asking his buddies at the Supreme Court to override that decision. So you better make sure you pay attention to that story. Another story that you might want to pay attention to, just like they did away with pennies, now they're trying to do away with writing checks. Okay, writing checks. So if you don't have this cashless society is beginning to take shape, y'all. If you don't have a debit card or credit card or something, other form of payments, Cash App, all these apps to pay your things, paper checks is the thing. I hadn't wrote a paper check in very few paper checks I've written down since I discovered debit cards and so forth. Okay. Also, in national news, there's a fight over at the Senate. This election is a very, very important election, y'all, because it's going to determine who controls Senate. We need to take our, unlike those MAGA, we need to take our country back. We need to get our country back. So it's important that you vote, okay, in this election, because the control of the Senate is also at hand, as also the control of the House, okay? And so in order for us to, and this is what it looks like right now. These are the latest outlook. So it's looking good sometime for the Democrats if they can ever get the act together to see if we can take back the control of the House. The war is still going on over in Iraq, y'all. Let me tell you, the problem is they're getting a ceasefire now. Every time they go in a ceasefire, you know what that means? They ran low on ammunition. Okay, and they trying to reload. That's what happened. That's why they cease fire. But the problem here is that Trump don't understand that Iran is playing the long game. Iran is playing the game that Muhammad Ali playing, what he call rope-a-doping. Okay, yeah, he know, like Muhammad Ali know he couldn't beat Frazier, but he had to time out. Okay, and that's what Iran is doing. They know they can't go toe to toe with the United States in terms of, but what they're doing is letting the United States punch themselves out. They got all of these $1 million rockets and $1 million drones and billions and millions and billions dollar drones at the United States and interceptors. Now we're running low on them. Okay, where I believe Iran is only using these little cheap drones and making some great strides there. Okay, great strides there. But anyway, on and on. Last thing I want to talk about in national news here is Republican rabble rousers trying to get the Senate to delay they're trying to say that old SAVE Act, so that these senators and Republicans trying to maintain control of the Senate and trying to pass that SAVE Act. They're rolling over, but I think they're playing Trump right now because Trump up against their vacation times, and I don't think that's the only time they're gonna go against him, when it's time to go home, okay, and go on their vacations. They're not gonna. We'll see what happens, because it's time for the Senate to recess and the House will recess, and it won't be back until September or sometime in September. And then they're not going to get anything done between September and the election. So, and they know that, and they know that. But if we don't want this country to go backwards like we've been doing lately, y'all better go out and y'all make sure that you vote. Okay, just go out and make sure that you vote. All right, y'all. It is 7:30, and I have Miss Shakita Payne sitting in the wing, waiting on us. Okay, so that she can give us the her report on what's going on in ECU at the ECUA. Let me see if I can bring her report on this morning. Now I'm looking for it right now because when I'm looking for it, when I look for stuff, I cannot find it. Let's see here. Come on, Shakita, where you are on jobs this morning. Shakita Payne, y'all, from ECUA.
Good morning. It's 7:30 on Tuesday, and this is WBQP TV. Our top story today, a major announcement regarding jobs from the ECUA. And welcome to Job Opportunities with Shakita Payne. Join us every Tuesday morning at 7:30 for the latest openings, only on WBQP TV.
Hi, I am Shakita Payne, and here are the job openings for today for ECUA.
Well, good morning, Miss Shakita Payne.
Good
How are
morning,
you, sugar?
I'm good. How are you doing this morning?
I am doing well. Good seeing you this morning.
You too. You too. Nice,
Yeah.
sunny, hot day.
Is it? I hadn't been out. I have not been out, and I'm in my studio here, and I don't have a window here. I can't tell what's going on until I can. Sometimes I can hear the weather when it's storming out there. Oh, it's storming out there. So I hadn't had time to look outside and see what the weather's like. All I can do is depend on my weather lady, Cheryl, to tell me what's going on. They tell me it's going to be hot this week.
Yes, it's supposed to be a hot one today. So definitely stay cool.
Yeah, I tell you the truth. So how was your weekend, sugar? And your week?
Not too bad. Not too bad at all. A lot of good things went on, family wise. So I had a good weekend.
Okay, where your sidekick at this morning?
I think he just logged in.
Oh, did he? Okay. we get him in this morning as
right.
well. Good morning, Edric. How you doing this morning?
Oh, how about yourself, sir?
I'm doing well. What's going on, Shakita, on the job scene?
So we have quite a few jobs. One job I wanted to point out because it is a new position that we've posted. It is the industrial instrument electrician technician. So this position is for someone who is an electrician. If you know an electrician or you are an electrician looking for a position, definitely take a look at this one. It is an entry-level position. So that person will be working helping with instrumentation and electrical maintenance of our different departments, a lot of our equipment at our different facilities. Pretty much as they're looking for either an industrial IE technician, which is entry level, or a senior if you have, of course, several years. For the industrial, the entry level, we're just looking for someone with 3 years of education, training, and or experience. Any combination of that, intermediate level of computer skills, and you must be, of course, willing to work days, evenings, nights, weekends, holidays. This position does start at $28.95. So if you are an electrician looking for a start, looking for a position, or just looking for a change, definitely take a look at this one. That is the starting pay for the entry level industrial electrician technician.
$28.95. Wow.
$28.95. Yes, sir.
Wow, that sound like good money. That sound like good money to me.
Definitely. Yes, indeed. And of course, you have that opportunity to advance in your career. So once you're, here on board, you're in this position, you keep moving up, having different progressions, you'll definitely go far.
All right. Tell them the benefits of working for ECUA.
Sure, we have several great benefits. Of course, as always, we have our medical, dental, and vision all through Florida Blue. Then, of course, we have our supplemental insurances. We have our life insurance. We have AFLAC. You would be a part of the Florida retirement system, which to me is one of the a great retirement plan. Our employees only contribute 3% to their retirement. So you cannot beat that at all. We also make a contribution. However, we don't do just a match 3% for 3%. It's a little bit more than that. Usually somewhere between maybe 6 and 11% is what ECUA will put in. So you're coming away with a great retirement. Of course, you have your vacation time, your sick leave, floating holidays that we give to our employees. And our floating holidays are just 32 extra hours that we give to our employees just to take whenever they want to. And it's not coming out of their sick leave or vacation time. So it's just some time for you to take. Of course, we have several different wellness programs, financial webinars that we provide to our employees. We have a tuition reimbursement program. So if you're looking to go back to school, we'll help you pay for that. Some of our positions also require a CDL license. If you're with us for at least a full year, we'll help you get that CDL license as well. So lots of great opportunities at ECUA. You just have to put in an application. And to do that, you'll just go to our website, which is www.ecua.fl.gov. You'll click on careers, then current opportunities. You'll see that industrial, i.e. technician position, as well as several others that we've talked about throughout our time here.
Wow. Okay. Now, the beauty of what I like about you guys, you give those folks that don't have a lot of experience an opportunity to come in at the ground level. And it's a lot of advantages of doing that. Sometimes you don't have, in particular for younger people, and even for folks that even in other career fields are thinking about doing a career change and don't have any experience in a certain area. You give an opportunity to come in as a trainee, get paid well, get benefits. But once you get into that system, you can always move around.
Very true.
Yeah. And so,
so many different opportunities, that are available for people that's just the main thing. You just got to put in that application. If you have any experience, homegrown experience, you worked around the house, you worked in different organizations, maybe at your church, but you have that experience for the position you're interested in, put in the application. You never know what will happen.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that again. Sometimes if you don't think that you got experience in a certain area, you may have it and not realize that you have it, because most folks think that only their real work, they're paid, not real work experience, all the experience is experience regardless how you get it. And that's why we look at it. But some people only think that paid experience counts. All the experience count, whether it's paid, whether it's voluntarily, you can have a hobby. As long as you got as long as you can show some experience doing that type of work, all the experience counts. So that's what you need to understand and put in that resume. Am I on target?
You are 100% on target.
Okay. All righty then. Andrew, you got something that you want to share with us this morning? You always be the quiet one. We're gonna give him an assignment, Shakita.
Next week, I'm going to let him do the talking.
Yeah, he think he's going to just slide by every Tuesday. This is a working show. So
you mean I'm not just here for my dashing looks?
No, not only for your looks. We want to get all these women in here to talk to you, but thank you for that. But we also want you to be able to earn that these looks for these women, because they look forward to hearing from you.
Absolutely. Well, Chiquita's pretty much hit the nail on the head for everything. Definitely want to also emphasize that, we are always looking for additional sanitation equipment operators. So if you are someone that has, some CDL experience, we always need drivers as well. So make sure you keep us in mind.
Andrew, I'm thinking you saying CDL experience, okay, and CDL life. They don't necessarily have to. Shakita, bear me out if I'm right or wrong.
Mhm.
They don't necessarily have to have that CDL license. Is that part of the training that you could help them achieve a CDL license? How did that go? Yeah.
So for certain positions, coming in, you do not have to have that CDL license, such as our utility service techs. They will need a CDL license at some point, but they do not have to have it on hand if they are offered the position. For our
Right.
sanitation position, as Edric mentioned, they do have to have that CDL license coming in the door, because of course you're going to be driving the sanitation trucks. They're going to show you right off the bat how to drive the sanitation trucks. You may have to step in one day, that maybe that first week, working, a route, or helping out with the route. So for sanitation, yes, you do have to have that CDL license in hand for an interview.
Okay. But some of those jobs that you got for the trainee job, that some of those positions you can help them obtain that license. Am I correct?
That is correct.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Okay. How can you, as my grandmama used to say, you can't beat that with a stick. Okay. I'm telling you.
Not at all.
I'm an old HR man, and compared to what we had back in the day, y'all know you hear people say, back in the day, back in our day, none of this stuff is unheard of. You either had it or you didn't. Now they're training people to come in, and a lot of more. We had trainee jobs, but we didn't have very many workers, what we call worker trainers. We didn't have very many trainee jobs. Most of the jobs that we were experiencing, somebody had to be able to have the experience in hitting the road, running. With a lot more, I'm noticing right now, even with the county that we have the county on the Monday, they have a lot of trainee jobs as well and these jobs pays well, and they got benefits to them. These are permanent jobs. If you can keep them, you got to understand that you do have to have you will be on probation until you can prove yourself as proven on the job. And then, how long are you probationary? When I worked with the government, we had a whole year probation. How about y'all?
The same. We haven't
Same thing,
changed.
a year.
Still
Okay.
a year.
Yeah. Some organizations have 3 or 4 months, but I can understand, because these are not jobs that y'all got. These are careers, okay?
And that's what we want people to look at it as a career. Don't look at it as just a job that you're just going to come to and hop from job to job. Think of this as a career, because you can definitely grow. You have the opportunity to advance in your career, move around within the company, great benefits, great retirement. So definitely think of it as a career.
Yeah, that's Shakita, and that's what I want folks to really think about. That don't think that you coming in as driving say a garbage truck, not to demean that job, because that certainly is a very important job, but that don't mean you're gonna spend a career driving a garbage truck. That's maybe an entry level job. That's a job that may can get your foot in the door. Those all the jobs that you see open to the public. There's also career opportunities that you don't get a chance to see, because it's only open to the folks in-house, and that you can move up into the organization with many other kinds of opportunities that's available to you. So you got to think about that. Yeah.
Definitely. And not only that, also, people are also looking to retire. So we have those positions that are going to be coming open fairly soon. I'm thinking like within the next 3 to 4 years, we'll see a big difference, in our management team. So that's that opportunity for people to advance in their career, coming in the door, working in your position, learning all that you can, and you have those opportunities. Just about maybe 2.5 weeks ago, one of our sanitation drivers moved up into a supervisor position. She stuck it out and she was able to move into that position. So you have those opportunities to advance in your career. You just have to take that chance and put in an application.
And you can see the pancaking effect that when she moved up into that, left a vacancy for her job, right?
Exactly.
Somebody take her job, and then whoever took her job, that leaves another vacancy for that job. So
Exactly. So again, go to our website, www.ecua.fl.gov. click on careers, then current opportunities, and you'll see all the positions that we have open right now. Now, most of them do say continuous. That, of course, means that we're taking applications until those positions are hired. So if you're interested in a position, definitely go ahead and get your application in. Hopefully we can get you in for an interview. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to give us a call at 850-969-3370, and we can explain anything, that any questions that you may have.
Now, also tell them about they can apply for multiple jobs. You don't just have to apply for one job. You can apply for multiple jobs. Am I correct?
Yes. If you are looking for a position, please don't put all your eggs in one basket. Definitely look at everything that we have and apply for all the positions that you're interested in. Now, do keep in mind, once you put in an application for one job, that application will go for just that one job. You will have to click on apply and apply for each job that you're interested in. When you're putting in your application, please be sure to fill out the entire application. We get people at times that will just attach a resume and submit, but you do need to fill out the entire application. You can, of course, attach your resume to the application, but we do need you to fill out the application in its entirety.
Absolutely. All right. There's anything that you get going on there before we go? Anything you want to pass on for the good of the order?
No, I think we've cleared everything today.
Okay. Miss Shakita, anything else we want to talk about? Any notices and the boil water notes? Anything else that's going on ECA we want to pass on?
Nothing. Nope. I don't have anything. I will say, of course, do check out our website, even if you're not just looking for jobs, but look at our website. Take a walk through our website because there's a lot of information for the community, such as those water boil notices and other things that are going on, different projects we're working on. So you'll know where we're at in the community. If we're working on a certain street, that information will be out there. If you have your own business, maybe you're looking for a contract, take a look at how to do business with ECUA on our website. You can see all the contracts that we have out there open for bids. So a lot of information is out there on our website.
That's a good point. I'm glad you mentioned that point too, because this is just not only for individuals, but there's opportunities for businesses to work with the ECUA. That's a good point. And maybe we can next week we'll talk about that, because we kind of I really forgotten about that for people that with small businesses can do business with ECUA, which with the contract could make a big difference in their lives.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
so
indeed.
Let's plan on talking about that let's plan on adding that to our agenda so that we can see what's available and how they go about doing business with ECUA. I know sometimes the Gulf Coast Minority Chamber of Commerce holds seminars sometimes on how to do business with governmental agencies and stuff like that. But each agencies have their own different requirements. So see if we can talk about that next week. Okay.
Okay, will do.
All righty then. All right. I'll see you guys next week. Okay.
All right.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you now. All
Thank
right,
you.
y'all.
Bye-bye.
Thank you now. All right, y'all. That is Mrs. Shakita Payne and her sidekick, if you will, Mr. Edric. He's new to ECUA, she's taking them on her wings. And but if you're looking for a job, or yes, you just said a while ago, if you're a small business, maybe you need an opportunity for a contract. ECUA may be what you want to do. Go to ecua.fl.gov. I think it's .gov, I believe it is, and check out the website, because there's a lot of stuff that you might not know that it could benefit you. All right, I'm going to take a commercial break. When we come back from the commercial break, y'all, we're going to hopefully be talking to Jerry Mack, and Jerry is my Tuesday morning host. He like me sometimes. If you don't have computer issues sometimes, and we had that at times. But in at 8 o'clock, we're gonna hopefully be talking to the city of Pensacola about the city update. We are gonna have the mayoral candidate, Mr. D.C. Reeves. He's running for a re-election, if you didn't know that, for the city of Pensacola mayor. But he's on every Tuesday, and that's one good thing about. And I want to give my kudos to him because he didn't have to do this, but he takes his time out every Tuesday. If he's not here, he makes sure that somebody represented. Now he got Cliff Collins. When he's not here, Cliff is here to keep us up informed on what's going on in the city of Pensacola. And so I think that is a great opportunity for us to stay up on what's going on in our city government. And so I really thank them for that. We were to have this morning. I don't think this is going to happen, but it still may happen. She may still have time to call in. We had scheduled candidate Angie Dixon. She's serving in the Florida House right now, but she's running for U.S. Senate for the state of Florida, and she's going to be in town today and making her move all along the Gulf Coast. Hopefully, she's going to be in Crestview and Fort Walton Beach and Milton and over in here in Pensacola sometime today on different and various sites today. They got an event going on today at 1 o'clock. You might want to take advantage of down at the Ella Jordan House. So you definitely want to get to know this lady, Ms. Angie Dixon, because I think you should want to be voting for to represent us in Washington next year. Okay. So with that, I'm going to take a commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to be hopefully talking to the mayor or Cliff Collins. Okay.
Hi, this is Gerald Gatson of Emmaus Baptist Church, Pensacola, Florida, and we come to you on this beautiful Tuesday that the Lord has given us. As a matter of fact, it's our Testimony Tuesday, and we've come to bless His name in sacred words of prayer. Let us pray. Father God, we come that we may testify on this Testimony Tuesday of your goodness in spite of our difficulties, our situations, our circumstances, in spite of what's ahead of us, as Mama would say. We've come to testify of your goodness and to say thank you. And so, Lord, this is our premise this morning. That is to bless you on this Tuesday, dear God, and to seek you out for the blessings of life. As we pray now in the belovedness of Jesus the Christ, our Lord, our Savior, our God, the master of the seed, our disparity. Amen.
Hi, Vernon. Here's a look at your weekly weather forecast. We start the week with plenty of sunshine before rain chances increase during the second half of the week. Monday will be mostly sunny with just a 20% chance of rain. It'll be a hot one with a high of 96 degrees and a warm overnight low of 78. Tuesday brings partly cloudy skies with another 20% chance of a passing shower. Afternoon temperatures once again reach 96 degrees with a low of 79. Wednesday, clouds increase along with the rain chances. Expect a 50% chance of showers, a high of 94 degrees, and a low of 78. Thursday stays mostly cloudy with a 50% chance of scattered showers. Highs cool slightly to 90 degrees with lows of 77. And we wrap up the week on Friday with cloudy skies and a 50% chance of afternoon showers. Look for a high of 91 degrees and a low of 77. Overall, the first half of the week will be hot and mostly dry, while the second half brings more clouds and better chances for scattered showers. This is Cheryl Mulrain, and that's your weekly weather forecast for WBQP TV.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's a beautiful day out there, and let's get you caught up on everything.
The voice of the Black community.
Your information station.
Station that cares.
WBQP TV and radio. The station that cares.
WBQP goals are to inform, to inspire, to educate, and to entertain. The station that cares.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
All right, y'all. Good morning. It's time for Morning with Vernon. This morning, I tell you, it is 8 o'clock, and every Tuesday, y'all, we always get the city update. We with either Mayor D.C. Reed or with Cliff this morning. Now, I think we got Cliff this morning for our city update. Good morning, Cliff. How you doing this morning, man?
Hey, I'm doing well, Vernon. How about you? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine. Center yourself a little bit in the picture there, a little bit off centered. All right, I like. I'm a TV man, so I'm really symmetric when it comes to stuff like headroom and stuff like that. I'm a little anal about that sometimes.
That's quite all right. How about now? How do I look?
Good. How was your week, man?
It was pretty good. I can't complain. How about you?
Same thing. There's nothing to whine about. You know, life could be a lot worse.
Oh, of course. That's always the case, right? It's how you wake up and how you feel about it, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm hopefully we're gonna be joined here in a little bit with Jerry this morning. Sometimes he has his computer. He have his computer issues, and maybe he might be tied up. You know, we got to have some politician come on. I don't know. You familiar with Angie Nixon?
I heard you talking about her and her flight and everything.
Yeah, she's going to be in town this morning. Let me see here. But let's go ahead and give me the. I just got an update from a text from somebody saying that the video on the internet side is stuck. Let me go ahead and fix that this morning. But go ahead and tell us what's going on in the city of Pensacola.
Well, obviously, we got a lot going on. I'm not sure if you are, and maybe you are, but Gregory Street is sort of one of our big intersections here. At least the police have found that we had sort of a high rate of accidents there. So working with FDOT, basically now they're going to complete a traffic study, and the biggest key for this here is to determine whether a stoplight is warranted at, I think it's 14th Avenue and Gregory Street, and so the study should be completed by the end of August. And that's just a step forward by a police department, by the city, working with FDOT to make sure that safety is paramount and to make sure we can get this done in time. So that's something that's being worked. And it's basically as you headed on the I-10. But more to follow on that, but I just wanted to make sure you were up to date on that. And then obviously my biggest thing go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
No, I was just going to say my biggest thing, the one I love to talk about, is Baptist Hospital and the legacy of it. I don't know if you know, but Tower 1 is down completely.
Is
Tower
it completely
2
down?
Completely down. I'm going by there again this morning. Tower 2 is about 10% down. We're moving in the right direction. But when I think about this, and Josh and I were talking about this yesterday, is when we started the journey on this here. I mean, there was a lot of confusion. There was a lot of misinformation out there. And, between Josh and myself in the city, we wanted to make sure we were transparent about it. And we thought back on sort of the journey we've been on, whether it was, abatement, whether it was, the mold, whether it was just whatever thing you can think of that was sort of negative about it. And we've definitely tried to turn that into a positive. The reason I bring that up is August 6th is going to be yet our biggest update, because it's going to basically be a compilation of all the things we've done already, where we're headed to next, and sort of what does it look like? Because you figure August, September, October, November, December, January. By January, we'll have all the towers down, and we'll be hitting the main hospital. So by June 2027, it will be flat land, and that will take us into the next phase, which is the development phase of the property. And we've said this many times over, but the next phase doesn't start until we listen to the people. And that's our community engagement, and that's considered phase 1. And then we have the development feasibility advisory, which is phase 2. They work hand in hand. That RFP is on the street. It closes this Friday. We'll know how many companies have applied to sort of do the service to support the community and support the city in this endeavor. And so once that's done, meaning the RFP, once it closes, a committee will meet. They'll review the proposals, and then we'll select a contractor that will do the work for us. And this is critical to me because I think how you develop that area there is the gateway, a pathway, I should say, to downtown. I know people that live in that area. They walk to downtown when they want to go to events. It's about a 40-minute walk. But if we can get this done right, I really think that could be a great segue from downtown, and you could move venues over in that area. You can just have a lot of things happen in the area. So I'm excited about what's to come. But it's all going to be driven by what the people think, what we can afford, and how we could sort of either rack and stack grants, because this is obviously a capital project. So it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of feedback from the community to help us at least drive in the right direction. I'll pause because that's one of my biggest ones to see if you got any questions on that.
So what's the grand plan, Cliff?
Well, the grand plan right now is demolition. There is no plan beyond demolition.
Really?
No plan beyond demolition. The plan is based off of community engagement, what the people at least have visions of. We'll compile all that information together, and that's that phase one of this this RFP, which, like I said, closes this Friday. Once that phase is, and really the phase is not going to be complete until we have a redevelopment plan, which would be phase 3, because it's going to be an iterative process. So what I mean by that is phase 1 will get feedback from the community. We'll go take a look at it. We'll see what we can do. We'll come back to the drawing board, and we'll keep doing that over and over until we sort of lock in on, again, what we can afford, what looks nice, what works for the city of Pensacola. I think this is one of the biggest changes Pensacola will see in a long time.
All right. I see we got Jerry joining us. Good morning, Jerry.
Hey, good morning, Bert.
Good morning, Jerry.
What's up, Cliff? How's it going?
It's going. How about you?
It's going.
Slide over a little bit. Center me. Not you, Jerry. You good. I want Cliff to slide over a little bit to get a little bit centered in this picture. You too, Jerry. Both of y'all got to get back centered again in this. For this picture here.
He didn't move the camera on us, and now we got to move our camera.
Yeah, I got a different shot. Slide on over, Jerry. There you go, Jerry. You too, Cliff. Move to your right a little bit, so we don't have you off camera. There we go. Come a little bit more. Come on over. I need you dead center my picture there, so I can have these two great, magnificent black men here this morning. Cliff, I had a question for you. We were talking about the about Baptist. I had one other question for you before Jerry popped in there, and I was going to get before I spoke to Jerry. But you know what? You're going to have to help me remember to take that privilege in, so I can remember that I don't forget my I don't forget my my questions that I'm going to ask you. So, but I thought that was some plans for some housing or something to go on that property there at Baptist. No, so once they get it finished, y'all gonna put it what's the grand plan?
Yeah,
I asked that same question before. I mean, are they gonna sell it to developers, or are they gonna sit there and let it look pretty?
No. So right now we got a commercial company out there, which is Pace. Pace is putting some affordable homes there for elderly. That's being built right now. But that's separate from the 53 acres that we have. And when I say, so the master plan is phase 3 of this project. So complete demolition in June. We will start working on what we consider to be a form of a master plan. And again, that won't happen until we talk to the community. I mean, and the reason is that last year around this time, and maybe around August, September timeframe, the community was in an uproar because at least they thought we had a plan to put some stuff in place when we really didn't have a plan. And that's why I say I think this is one of the greatest opportunities in a long time for Pensacola, because we're starting basically from a clean slate. We're going to have 53 acres of land that's flat. The community is going to be our voice to give us feedback. That is going to be the key. And so I envision this in, let's say by October, I could probably talk to you about a notional plan, at least what I'm getting feedback from the community. For example, they might say, well, we want a restaurant here. We want affordable houses over here. And that's something we'll probably just talk about. But like I said, it's going to be an iterative process. We're going to go over it and over it and over it again until we settle on something. Because the last thing we want is for people to say we're not keeping them informed or keeping them involved in what's going to happen. And August 6th at 5:30 p.m., that's going to be our biggest update. But that's still going to be talking about just the demolition, where we are with demolition, what are we doing, and how that land's going to look, by June of 2027.
Okay, but June 2027 is going to be flat and nothing. Okay, just waiting on the next phase.
Just waiting on the next phase. That is exactly it. But I'm excited about it. I really am, and I think there's stuff around that community that we're working. I mean, properties we're trying to at least reconcile and close out properties. I mean, really, I really think that, like I said, I think that's going to be a huge opportunity in the future. And I think it's going to be a great community that we build out of this year. I really do.
Okay. All right.
Jerry? Cliff, let me ask you this. So the city own that property?
So Baptist actually gave us that property. And so with that, our intent was not to sell it outright, because that was one option on the table. But the mayor wanted to give something back to the people and make sure that we and the people had a say in what would come there. Because if we sold it to a developer, at that point the developer would come in and just say, "Hey, I'm demolishing it. I'm done by December," and they would put what they think the community needs, or they would put high price houses there. We're trying to keep that community somewhat intact to what it was, but obviously listen to the people and getting feedback from them.
So the people will have the opportunity to, you say the city wasn't going to sell it, but how are they going to utilize it if they don't? I mean, so people will have opportunities to buy some of that property that live around there, or other people who might be.
So the way we're going to work it is we're going to get grants to build that entire area up, and we'll hire a contractor to come in phase 3, and that contractor will help us develop the whole area. But we're going to use grant, and that's why I said we got to make sure we can afford some of the things that the people recommend, because we want to have a say in it from start to finish.
So, and I know that there's a need for some recreation around there. I know you got the Fricker Center down there, but I guess there, could be room for schools, education center in there. So it's, it's just a loss that I guess could be done on 55 acres.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that. And I went on my own time, went to Louisiana to go look at what was done after Katrina, and what I saw was a very vibrant community 20 plus years later, where I saw, to your point, recreation centers, gyms, clubs for the elderly. I mean, they did a nice job for that. And again, it's 20 plus years running, right? And so I started talking to the people there and asking questions about, just the community, the safeness. I mean, I drove around quite a bit in the community just to fill the neighborhood out and wanted to feel, like I belong. And so I even went on the outskirts of the neighborhood to talk to some people. And this lady was on the phone. Her and her husband was sitting on the porch. And I just stopped to start talking to them. And they were sharing their stories with me about the community, the development of it, how it evolved, and how bad it was after Katrina. But they've been there, through thick and thin in that community. But one of the biggest things for me as I sort of walked through that community, it was one of the highest murder rates in Louisiana, that particular community. And so I started asking people, so since Katrina, how many murders have you had in this community? And it was only one murder in that 20 plus years. And the strange part about this is that the murder was a result of a kid whose grandmother lived in that community. And this kid was actually getting ready to blow up a scandal where in Louisiana, people would get in wrecks with tractor trailers and they would sue the company. So it was a scam going on. And so this kid was basically going to dime everybody out because he was like, I'm tired of dealing with it. So the kid went to go visit his grandmother. Doorbell rang. He answers the door and somebody pops him right there at the door. And that's the only murder they had, which is just a travesty in itself. But the elderly people there, they feel safe. They like it. So my point for that is that, man, I really think, again, get the community input. We could have something really nice here in that particular area and revitalize it. I mean, right now we got Gibson, right? The school is we're doing a structural reassessment on that right now to figure out where Gibson is at. And obviously this is putting all these together, but everything is sort of working roughly around the same time, which means as we look at Gibson, as we look at Baptist coming down and sort of something coming up, the opportunity is that whoever's the developer to look at this here can say, hey, and oh, by the way, maybe you guys should consider Gibson to be X and, Pensacola Motor Lodge to be this. And then now we can look at it. And before you know it, a master plan can evolve. But don't want to commit to anything yet until we can get people, professionals looking at it, getting the feedback from the people like yourself to say, hey, what can go here? And that's really what's going to matter.
I hope that there's something really nice happen in that community. Were you in the ninth ward when you was asking questions? Was it?
I was in the ninth ward.
yeah,
I was. I actually, and then for lunch, I decided to go eat at a country club. I mean, and so my mom's from Louisiana, and New Orleans is like a second home for her. So for me to be there to feel it all was just surreal because I hadn't really sort of been embedded into that area in a long time. But I wanted to go and see, and for me it was reminiscent now of what my mom was going through as she evacuated, because she ended up leaving Texas, going to New Orleans, and then had to leave New Orleans because of the break and everything. And so it was kind of funny to sort of play that out in my head, but to just know how worried I was about all my family members. Yeah, the ninth ward. Yeah, something else.
Yeah, it got the infrastructure and everything was jammed up over there.
Yeah,
which I knew it would be once you have a major break-in and flood like that. All of your system is full of dirt and everything else. Getting it out of that those lines was going to be a heavy lift.
Big time. Yeah, something else.
Yeah, but I hope that the people do have an opportunity in 2027 to sit down with the city and go over things that they see or needs in the community that will help, advance the community and make it more palatable to the people who live around there. Hopefully,
that is definitely our intent. And as an example, yesterday I had to sit down with Councilman Wiggins and a business person as we were sort of thinking about a couple of options of plots in that area. And so without getting ahead of him, I thought it was a really good meeting. We wanted to make sure we got people in the room who can at least talk to him, share their thoughts with him, and then we can settle on something at some point. And so I think Councilman Wiggins, obviously, he's available whenever I need him, whenever we call him. So he's obviously working in that community to help move some things forward as well.
That's great.
Yeah. So let me see. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I was thinking out loud.
No, I was just getting ready to hit on the Veterans Memorial Park. That's another. I don't know if you guys have been tracking, at least, sort of ADA compliant sort of restroom facility and stuff like that. And right now, I mean, the city we've had quite a bit of conversations regarding this. So our intent now is to move forward. And that's with a permanent climate controlled sort of ADA accessible 2-unit restroom facilities. We'll probably put out more details later, but we are moving forward in that direction for that particular area. So, and let me see what else we got going on here. I was trying to think.
Let me, while you're thinking of that, I want you to tell Larry and Wiggins that he used to hang out with me, but I heard that he's hanging out with Charles Thornton and them R boys, and he don't want to have anything to do with us D boys anymore. So I'm telling him, okay. And we tell him we know what time it is, okay?
Well, I will let him know that. You know, he's a registered D boy though, but I'll let him know that.
I thought he was a registered R boy.
He's a registered D boy. Yeah.
Really? No, you better check the. Now I heard, boy, he been walking that fence out on it. He been hanging out with Charles Thornton, so Charles might try to convince him, you know. But y'all, we're thinking of this, y'all. You know, we supposed to have Angie on this morning, but she got her schedule is being impacted. So I'm going to have Robert Bender on to talk about some of the changes in the election thing at around the 8:30 time frame. But Jerry, you're not familiar with Angie, are you?
Who, me?
No. I'm talking to Cliff. Cliff, you're not familiar with Angie. Educate Cliff on who Angie Nixon is, Jerry, because I know you know Angie's history.
Yeah, she's a state representative here in the state of Florida, but she's running for United States Senator for the Senate. So, real fighter for
our brand.
Yeah, for the people. DeSantis done threatened to put her in jail for the next 2 years.
What?
She was fighting against that SAVE Act, and she had a microphone, a bullhorn on the floor of the Senate and started shouting him down. And so he done had her arrested and everything else. But it's, for protesting.
What?
For protesting on the House floor. But the thing about it is, she haven't done anything that they haven't done. So,
right.
But she's running for senator, and she would be a great person if she could, win that primary. And it's a good possibility that she could win the primary.
Huh. Yeah. Wow. And is she from Pensacola or just?
No. I don't forget which.
No, she's not from Tallahassee. No, I don't know. That's a good question. Jerry, I don't know where's Angie from.
I forgot. I knew where she was from.
Okay.
You might be central Florida. I'm not for sure. Where's Angie actually from? Good question.
Okay.
But she a firebrand. She ain't nothing to play with. I can tell you that,
nice.
Cliff.
Is she? And what time is she coming on?
Well, she's supposed to have been at 8:30 this morning, but she's in town. She's on her way to Pensacola. She's going to be in town today. Jared, tell us some of the locations that she should be at today. Jared? Maybe I think
she gonna be at the downtown library around 1:00, and then she gonna be knocking on some doors. Then she going over to Nicole's place. Let's call it I can't think of the name of the cafe. Then they gonna
the Real Women Radio and that Black Cafe over there.
Black Cafe.
David.
She gonna be over there, and then she going to the karaoke thing over at
16.
16, yeah.
Yeah, is it 12?
On
16, right?
On 9th Avenue.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Well, tell me about the first event. She's going to be at 1:00. What's the name of the place?
She's going to be at the downtown library, I believe. I
think what time is it, Jerry? What time is she going to be?
I think that's 1:00.
No, I thought we were going to have at the Ella. I thought we were going to have some at the Ella Jordan Museum.
That's right, Ella Jordan Museum. Ella Jordan, that's right.
Museum
Ella Jordan.
On C Street.
Yeah, LaRue and C. Yeah. So she's gonna be over there around 1:00. So
Ella Jordan Museum.
Yeah, it's over on C Street, the Pink House.
Yeah, okay, I know what that's at. Okay.
Yeah,
we met over there. We had Wiggins and I had a event over there at one point, I think. Okay. All right.
Yeah. She represents Jacksonville, Vern, the District 13, Jacksonville.
Okay, out of Jacksonville. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so she hails out of Jacksonville. Okay, all right. No, that's good. Let me see what else we had on here, Vernon. I got sidetracked myself.
Go back to the city. Let's go back to the city news now.
So I mentioned our event August 6th, but also August 6th through the 10th, we got a tall ship. Elisa will be visiting Pensacola as well. It's an 1877 Elisa's. It's a ship. It's an old ship, but it's usually docked in Galveston Seaport, obviously my home state, and it's part of the Galveston Historical Foundation. So that ship will be in Pensacola from the 6th to the 10th of August. So I think that'll be pretty good for the community, and really, that's kind of sums up what we got at least going on that I want to update you on. You know, we got a lot of projects running. A lot of fires in the hat moving, definitely to try to move Pensacola in the right direction as far as improvements and everything across the board.
You know, y'all must got some really good grant writers here. Y'all got a lot of projects going on at one time, Cliff. You know, you got the Alice Williams thing, you got the Fricker Center going, you got the Hollis Williams project, you got the Baptist Hospital project, you had improving the Palafox Street and a whole lot. You got a lot of things going on at one time. I hadn't known the city to be so busy.
We do actually. Joel, and I can't think of Joel's last name right now, but Joel is our grant writer. And Joel was interestingly, he was working on his master's in public administration, just graduated, I want to say a couple of months ago, and finished it all. But boy, you talking about the city reaping the benefits of him getting that advanced education. And almost every grant that he puts in for, he gets. He's really that good at it. And then obviously it's up to us to bring it home. And I think that creates, I don't think people realize a lot of tension. I'll give you an example right now. I got the REAP stuff going on, and we got ARPA funds that we got. And the challenge always is when you subcontract something out, you basically give control to someone else. And that has been the challenge. I mean, REAP is they're like right there on the edge. And I'm almost done with getting them across the finish line. And I can't wait to get them across so we can get people in those houses. And then we got 13 more shelters that's coming to REAP site. So they'll have 27 total. And I got to get all this done by the end of December. And you juxtapose that against Offensive, which is another site for pallet shelters, and that's a big area, and trying to get all that stuff done. But the challenge is always that we lose control by subcontracting, and we're up against the clock, and we got to have this money spent. So there's never a calm day for me at City Hall. It's always stress, but I love it. It's to ensure we can give back to the people, and most people don't see that. They just see the outcome. You know, Alice Williams is a classic example. Last year, I got in the job August 25th. I want to say either the first week of September or second week of September, I visited the site. Nobody was on site. No work was being done. I started basically, rattling cages around City Hall at the time. Finally got contractors on site, and every day was a push to sort of keep contractors moving in the right direction. And it wasn't that they didn't want to do the job, is that they were trying to manage that job plus other jobs. And so to me, the priority was, we want you to stay focused on Alice Williams. You know, we're paying quite a bit of money to get this done, and I want to see it done on time. So that's the rub that we come up against a lot. And, that's some of the stuff the mayor, I would say, he's reluctant to talk about. And it's only because he's saying, hey, I just want to keep pushing, giving it back to the people. But man, he is driving stuff every day. Even while, as a matter of fact, this week he's out of town. And while he's out of town, he is texting people every day. I can guarantee he's probably sent with at least 15 texts within the last hour to somebody in City Hall asking, hey, what's the status of this? What's the status? He's always on the clock.
Yeah, wow. Okay, well, you tell Jason if he's going to moonlight, I need him to start writing me some grants like this, right for the city.
I will definitely let Joel know that.
Because I'm telling you, the city has been getting a lot of grants lately, and if it's Joel, hats off to him, and on some well-deserved stuff that they're getting. So, hey,
yeah, we're grateful to have him. Grateful to keep pushing this forward. And it is not easy to do it, but I know a lot of people in the city, they love what they do, and people come in there every day. And I mean, the minute I sit down at my desk, like right now, I'm doing this from home, and I'll get in the office, and before you know it, it'll be lunchtime, and then I'll be trying to make my way to the Ella Jordan African American History Museum at 1, just to see what's happening over there. But that's all predicated on, what do we got going on in the city? I mean, got a call yesterday. Actually, it was in one of our systems. Somebody wrote a comment about ducks being displaced in the community. And I said, I got to go see this. And so I drove by the neighborhood, and I didn't see any ducks yesterday evening, but I'm going to go back by there on my way in just to check it out. Ducks. Yeah, I know, right? So I sent a note and said, well, no ducks, but obviously we take stuff like that serious. And so I want to go and look and see if there's something that the city has caused, or we're doing something that's, impacting wildlife. We want to go take a look at it. Another thing, yesterday we had this parcel of land was escheated to the city. And for whatever reason, this land has been sort of occupied by locals. They sit there every day, and usually they're out there drinking. They got a little makeshift table put together. And so I sent some folks out yesterday to say, all right, guys, I need you to get eyes on it. I need to get this thing set up so we can get all this stuff moved, because we got to get it cleaned up, get the property ready, because it now belongs to the city. So we're working on that piece as well, just to keep things moving. I mean, the people of Pensacola matters, and we want to keep driving in the right direction. So my thing is, and I've always said this, is if we're not doing what we should be doing, hold us accountable, let us know. I can guarantee you we will make adjustments and get things in the right direction.
Yeah. Okay, Jerry, you take over. I want to respond to Jill. Jill is on, and then we're going to have Robert Bender to come on in just a few seconds here when I finish talking to Jill. Jill, if you listen, I know you're on, Jill. She was going to come on because we're going to have Angie on this morning, and so Angie's schedule would not permit her to be on. So I got something even better this morning. We're going to talk to the supervisor election this morning. Robert, can you turn your camera horizontally if you will? There we go. There we go. Okay, very good. Now, this is our supervisor of election, Mr. Robert Bender. And Robert, I wanted you to come on this morning. And I know I got my host here, and I know you're probably familiar with these gentlemen here, Mr. Cliff, or Cliff Collins. If you don't, you need to get to know him. He's a big guy down at the city of Pensacola. And of course, I know you know Jerry McIntosh. Okay. And but I want to talk about, I know recently you sent out some communique about some permanent changes in precinct voting and some temporary changes. So we want to make sure that people know and understand about those changes, if you will. Okay.
Sure. No, Vernon, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on this morning. So yes, it seems every election cycle we go into, some of our locations do change. Either the place that we were using is being sold or changed ownership, or they've just decided to move in a different direction. Maybe the building's being used a little bit more, and people that use it more than just twice a year or twice every other year, they want to honor those commitments they've made to those organizations. So we have to seek out new sites. And honestly, we do put a lot of thought behind it. One, we have to make sure that it's accessible for ADA and things like that, but we also want to make it convenient to the voters in that precinct. One of the things I really try to do is if safety coming and going from the polling location. So a couple of these have traffic lights to exit the polling location, and so. Or at least, maybe go take a right instead of having to take a left or something like that. So the first one we had was Precinct 5. That was a Wild Lake Church up there just south of the interstate off of Pine Forest. Mm-hmm. And we moved that to Klondike Church of Pensacola, just off of Klondike and Mobile Highway. And I'll tell you this, we don't pay a lot of money to rent these for the day. And so to have, and I remember when we toured this, they were so excited to have us, and so they love being a part of elections and giving people the opportunity to voice their vote and things like that. So I really want to say thank you for these places that have stepped up, but of course, all the locations that we have every year. Then we had two that were that used to be together, and like I said, it was we were at Grace Lutheran for a while. The building went under construction, and then it was being used a little bit more. So they said, "Hey, we don't have room for you." So I appreciate Grace Lutheran for all the years that they hosted us, and so Precinct 49, which is a small county precinct surrounded by the city, we're going to just put that with Asbury Place, Precinct 64. And then Precinct 106, which was with them, we're going to move it up to Precinct 108, which is actually in 106, and have those two together. So we sort of combined two locations at two sites. And that 106 will be at the Holy Cross Episcopal Church there, north end of 9th Avenue, right before you get to Olive. And then Precinct 77, this one was at Pensacola State College Warrington campus. And I'll tell you, so again, this is one of those things where we were previously at Lexington Terrace Community Center. We moved to Pensacola State College to allow them to make some renovations to Lexington Terrace. And then actually I heard from the voters that said, "Hey, can you get us back into Lexington Terrace? It's closer to our homes. It's easier to access, more easily accessible." And so I appreciate PSC for hosting us for a few years, but we're taking them back to Lexington Terrace there. Precinct 98, formerly Macedonia on 9th Avenue. We are now at Bethel AME Church on Woodland Drive. And this was one that they came to us right before the special primary in January of 25 and said, "Hey, we're, after November 24, we decided we can't do it anymore." So we actually put them in at St. John Divine for the special election to give us time to find a more permanent location. And I really am excited about Bethel AME. I think it was previously held at that location, so I appreciate them welcoming us back. And then the last one was what was formerly Plainview Baptist Church, Precinct 101, is now at the Haji Shrine Temple on 9 Mile, almost probably right across the street from where they were before. So those are our permanent changes. And with these permanent changes, all the voters in those precincts have had letters that have gone out with new voter information cards saying that they have a new polling precinct. Now we have we have two temporary location changes for the 26 election cycle. Precinct 14, which is the Fricker Resource Center. We know all that's under construction. And so we're going to place them at the Pensacola Main Library just a few blocks away on North Spring Street. And then Precinct 70, which is Burgess Road Baptist Church up there just east of 29, south of the interstate. We're going to put them in at the Gathering Place at Pensacola Christian College, along with Precinct 110. That's there permanently while that church is under some renovations. So those are our temporary locations. Those voters will receive a letter we'll send that out in the next week because it has to be no more than 30 days, no less than 14 days that we send them a letter before every election. So they will get a notice before every election that they need to go to those temporary locations. And then we also put signage at the old locations and everything like that to direct voters to the new locations. So they'll get that. We have sample ballots.
So they won't get a new card, but they just get a letter saying these are the temporary locations. And for this cycle, you need to go here. For an example, you're saying that the Fricker Center needs to go down to the public library, right?
Yep, main library on Spring Street. Yep.
Okay, great.
And the reason that being is that it's only a temporary change. So we leave the permanent change on their voter information card and then send them this notice. So we've got sample ballots that are going out on all of these locations. We've added some stars and said new voting location for 2026 or temporary location for 26, trying to hopefully have that help catch their eye to let them know that they need to go somewhere different. But again, we'll also have signage at these locations on election day, letting them know that it's been moved and they need and directions on how to get to the voting site for election day.
Okay, very good. Any no changes in the mail-in voting and the early voting stuff, has it?
There has not been changes. So one in 2022, vote by mail requests were wiped clean after every election, and so you do have to make your request. A lot of people had a vote by mail request due to the special election in 2025, so we were a little bit ahead of the game there. But we've sent notices to everyone who had previously voted by mail, requested a vote by mail ballot, to let them know that they needed to renew their request. That will also be as part of the sample ballot that goes out, reminding them that the deadline to make that request a request to receive a vote by mail is August 6th at 5 p.m. So just over a week away is the deadline to make that request. They can still come by the office and pick one up after that, but the deadline for us to get a request in the mail that is August 6th. But no, Vernon, great point. One thing I'd really like to have your listeners hear is that they should not experience anything different than the voting experience they had in 2024. So the same photo identification is still accepted this year. That will change in 27, but for this year, it's still the same. They don't need to bring their birth certificate or passport unless they're going to use that passport as their photo ID. But they don't need to prove their citizenship to us. That's already been checked. And so we just want them to come out and vote August 18th.
Okay. Now,
So,
hold on, Jerry, just 1 second.
Okay,
Jerry, hang on. I just want to clarify one thing. Now, when you're saying voted, when they get ready to renew their mail-in ballot, that's just per cycle, right? After the primary, they don't have to do it again. It's good for this whole cycle. Am I correct?
Correct. You can do it all elections for this cycle. So, if you're only going to be gone for the August 18th election, you can request it only for the August 18th, or you can do it for both elections remaining this year.
Okay. Well, I guess they automatically going to be sent. Okay. When the primary is over with, do I have to request another mail-in ballot for the general election, or you send it automatically? How does that work, Ron?
Yeah, we'll send it automatically as long as that request was for all elections, right?
Okay.
Again, if somebody's traveling, they may change the address or something. But yeah, usually, and we ask, when they fill out the form, it'll say all elections, just for the primary, just for the general, or something like that. So, and so we can do all elections for the remainder of 26.
Okay, Jerry, I'm sorry. I know you had a question.
That was a good question. I was going to ask them about in 2027 after that. Under this SAVE Act, how is that going to affect you and making sure that people are able to vote and the things especially what women going to need as far as voting and under this new legislation? How is that going to affect your processes of getting information to the people that need it? Especially women who are married.
Sure. Great question. Again, if they bring in that marriage certificate, a lot of, and the great, I'd say, I don't know, great. The thing about this is that as they are maybe updating their driver's license with that new name, they can present those documents to the DHSMV. DHSMV will just click the button that they've been seeing those authentic documents, and that will be it for them, for us. So, again, if you're already registered, and I'll also say this, Jerry, we're still working through that process a little bit. There's some lawsuits that are ongoing. We're trying to still get some direction from the state. But of course, we will do what we can to make that as easy of a process for everybody as we can. And so, again, but they're not having to, when you take those papers to the DHSMV, they're not having to make copies and send it to us. They're just clicking the button that it was presented, just like you have to do with your driver's license. And then once it's done, it's done. They don't have to be verified again.
Right, but I guess I'm kind of skeptical about what's taking place, because if they have to have a birth certificate from their birth, their original name, then they got to go and show if they've been divorced, whether that they still carry that name. You got to have, it's like a burden on especially on women and poor women in particular, because now they got to spend money that they may not have trying to get birth certificates. And I know for some people it might not mean anything, but for others it's going to mean a lot as far as whether they've been divorced, whether they, have their original birth certificate, and whether they're going to need certain IDs for showing that they are married or been divorced and married again. So it's gonna be a kind of a heavy lift for the women that intend to vote in the coming years if this legislation stands.
Sure, and I just want to be clear though, it would only be on new registrations, right? So, and I'm not dismissing what you're saying. I just want everybody else to know that if you're a registered voter now, it would not have an impact on you. But yes, we'll see how it comes out, and of course we'll work with the state on gaining direction on how to implement that law that the legislators passed. We're the ones that have to implement it, right? But ultimately I work for the voters, and so we want to make sure that if someone is able to vote, that their vote is counted, and see how we can best do that. But it'll be new for us as well, fortunately, we'd have a year after it's implemented before we hit that first election, and give some time to work that out. But of course, we do have that process with provisionals if there's an issue, but it'll be on the front end. So as they register, they'll go ahead and give that to us, and then they'll be good to go after that.
So all right. I think that they could use. Will they be able to use their passport? I think that's what it says.
Passport is acceptable. Yes, sir.
All right. Okay.
What about military ID, Mr. Bender? And I know they got with the military ID now, and I think they are real IDs as well. Are you able to use any of the military IDs?
You are able to use your military ID, but military IDs took the signatures off of it. So you would have to present some other form of signature identification in order to have that be sufficient for the photo and signature ID. And to be clear, what we're doing is that our election workers, they don't have access to the voter database in terms of being able to compare signatures. What they're comparing the signature to is what you've given them and you're signing. But you've also given them that photo ID that they've compared and recognized that face to what's on the photo ID. So they verified it that way, but they aren't going off of something in our system to validate the signature. I would say for vote by mail though, is that because so many people do register through the DHSMV when they're getting their driver's license, that signature on file is usually the driver's license. So if they're filling out their vote by mail and they can't remember what their signature is supposed to look like or something, probably look at their driver's license, try to match that as close as they can. But something that we have not always had that we have now is a cure affidavit. So if we receive your vote by mail ballot, and the signature doesn't match what we have on file, we'll notify you. We'll send you a letter. We'll try to email you, phone call, everything like that. Let you know that it doesn't match, and you can go ahead and cure that ballot by signing an affidavit that yes, you were the one that submitted it, sending us a copy of your driver's license, and we'll go ahead and count that ballot. As I said, it wasn't always the case that if your signature didn't match that. You had an option to make sure your vote counted. So I'm glad that was added a number of years ago. But also I want to let people know that ultimately the canvassing board, which is a 3-member panel, it's a county judge. This year we have Jennifer Brager from City Council on there, and then myself. Any ballot that we reject for a signature has to come in front of that 3-member panel, and we have to agree that the signature doesn't match. and we'll look through the voter record and make sure. But again, they still have that option to get us the information until 5 p.m. the 2 days after the election on that Thursday. Thursday, 5 p.m. is when they have to get us that information to cure the ballot otherwise.
When the last day to file for your mail-in ballot, and how is that determined? Is it determined on postmark? How does all that work, Robert?
Yep. So August 6th, 12 days before the election, is the last day to request the vote by mail ballot to be mailed to you. In the primary, doesn't matter if you're overseas, military, the ballot has to be in my possession by 7 p.m. on election night. So for those that have their ballot, our early vote sites, so we have 10 early vote sites that will be open August 8th to August 15th, 8 to 5:30 p.m. We have secure ballot intake stations at all of those locations that if you have a vote by mail, you can just go by and put it in the secure ballot intake station. Those come back to us at the end of every night. You can mail it to us. We have some additional tracking that we've done through the USPS system to see where those pieces are in the mail. And so again, it's given us a little bit of transparency through the USPS to see where those ballots are. So that's an enhancement that we did this year. Also, the other thing we did was we included vote by mail sticker in the an I voted sticker in the vote by mail packet. We had never done that before. So the 20% of voters that had voted by mail hadn't gotten an I voted sticker. So we included that this year. But again, they can bring it by our downtown office during opening business hours up until 7 p.m. on election night. We will be there. But again, if you have your vote by mail envelope, you'd either have to bring it to our office on election day, or you can go to your precinct and surrender it, and they'll give you a ballot to vote. But again, the deadline for us to have the vote by mail ballot in our possession, 7 p.m. on election night. Florida does not look at postmarks, even in the general election, except for those overseas that have a federal act. Ballots have to be in my possession by 7 p.m. on election night.
Okay, good. I'm glad you make that clear, because some people in the assumption that as long as I get it postmarked, I'm good. Like they do out in California, that's what take their elections a good little while, because I think they postmark, if I'm not mistaken. But I just want to make sure they don't make that mistake.
They do. So we're actually getting ready to open ballots here in about 25 minutes. It's our first day of opening vote by mail ballots. We have a little over 5,000 that we've already received. And so we go ahead and start this process now. That way, when election day rolls around, within 30 minutes of the polls closing, and I would say usually by 7:05, we post the results for the vote by mail. And so those in 2024, the November election, we had 70% of the voters had already voted before election day. So at 7:03, 7:04, when we got those results posted, 70% of the result had already been tabulated. And then we were just waiting on those election day results to come in. So, we'll do this a couple times over the next 3 weeks. And again, election day is 3 weeks from today, right? August 18th. And the other thing, Vernon, and I think I've said this before, but I want to go ahead and say it again, is that there is a ballot for everybody to vote this year. We have a countywide referendum on an appointed school superintendent, or if they want to go back to an elected school superintendent. We have 3 school board races, districts 1, 2, and 3. Each of those have 2 candidates in it. So again, the school board member will be chosen in this August 18th election. And then we also have the mayor's race. We have 6 candidates in that race, which is what we had 4 years ago. But Mayor Reeves received more than 50% of the vote in the August election and was deemed elected. And so if you were waiting to vote for your mayor or your school board member and you want to wait till November, you won't have that option. So if you want to have your voice be heard, come vote in the August 18th election.
Now let me ask you this then. I'm for the first time, everybody in my family vote by mail but me. Okay. And I'm a type of person that want to vote in person. Okay. But this year I decided, as an insurance policy, okay, I decided that I want to vote by mail as an insurance policy. Now, let me ask you this question, if you will. If I go to the ballot box and the lines are long, okay, and I decide, oh, I'm going to stand in this long line at the ballot box. Can I bring my vote for mail inside and on the day of election and drop it off? Is that possible? I know it sounds
That's a great
crazy.
question.
Yeah.
No, that's a great question. No, only in the early voting, that August 8th to the August 15th at those 10 locations, do we accept the vote by mail to be dropped off. On election day, only our office downtown will accept it. So those precincts on election day do not accept vote by mail at those locations on election day. But August 8th through August 15th during early voting, those secure ballot intake stations will be open the same hours that the polls are open. So from 8 to 5:30, and then our office will be open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on election day to drop that off.
Okay.
And I also want to say this is the USPS, they do a great job in this area for us. I mean, they try to do one last, run, looking at the mail that's been collected on that Tuesday, and they grab them and get them to us as soon as they can on election day. So, and one of the things we actually did to assist them was the back half of the envelope. We put like a Post-it yellow. I don't know if you've seen yours yet, Vernon, but the back half is yellow. Really makes it stand out against the other mail, and that was the intent, was that it's easy for the USPS to identify a piece of mail as a ballot for Escambia County. Grab it out of the stream and get it to us. So they said it's worked out well for them.
One of the things you said last time you came on the show, and I think you said something important I didn't know, that you saying that if you're going to mail your ballot in, go ahead and mail it in early, because the mail in Pensacola has to go to Jacksonville to be processed and come back. Is that, did I hear you correctly?
It is. So we recommend 5 to 7 days to allow that to come in. Ballots are sometimes treated a little bit differently. They try to grab them before they leave. But most of our mail, yes, will go to Jacksonville before it gets delivered across the street. And so, this is so one is that if you have a vote by mail, postage is paid. You don't have to find a stamp and put it on there. Escambia County pays the postage, so you just have to get it in the mail, and it's business reply. So it goes through that Jordan Street post office, and they go through and try to grab them before they make the trip. But yeah, to be sure you get it, give it about a week to get to us. But by that point, you're already in early voting. Just bring it by one of those 10 locations if you can, and drop it in the secure ballot intake station. That way, we have it, and we'll log it in that night. So, it's but yeah, and that's the thing there. But Vernon, let's take that another step. Let's say you return your vote by mail ballot, and you're checking. We have ways that will identify when we've received your ballot, and so you call us on let's say it's that Friday before the election. Early voting's going on. And you say, hey, I mailed my ballot a week ago. Have you guys gotten it? And we said, nope, it hasn't been processed yet. We'd say, go vote early. Go, it's not double voting. If we get your ballot by election day, we'll see that you've already early voted. We'll set the ballot aside. It'll never be opened. Okay. Same thing on election day. If you go there and you see that your ballot hasn't been received yet, you go vote. Maybe we end up getting it in by the time, maybe it starts getting processed by the time you reach there. So you get to the polling location, it says, oh, your ballot's already been received. Okay, great. And then your vote's been counted. So, that is not double voting. We only count one. The important thing is making sure that your voice is heard.
Okay. Jerry, you got some other questions for
Just one, because I'm gonna have to get out of here myself. But what was the reason that they sending the absentee? The vote by mail ballots to Jacksonville? What was behind that?
So that is just where all of our mail goes. It's not necessarily just the ballots, and that's it. It has to do with their processing. Now, I will say this: that they take care of us here. When we dropped off our 20,000 ballots that we had, and maybe it was closer to 17 in that initial drop, they did not send those to Jacksonville, right? Because usually I think if it's over 200 or 500, we can take it to that Jordan Street location, and they, we'll try to sort by zip, or at least make sure it's the 325 zip code that are all together, and then those don't go to Jacksonville. Those will just be distributed to the local post offices. So when we dropped off, it was actually a little bit after 5 o'clock on July 10th. A lot of people got their ballots the next day on July 11th on Saturday, because they went ahead and just distributed it to those post offices that were mailing it out locally. So again, the USPS does treat ballots a little bit differently, especially when they come in bulk. You just never know if it gets missed through their system and ends up making the trip to Jacksonville and back. But of course, I know they're working hard to make sure that people's ballots are counted and their voices heard, and that we get those ballots in a timely manner.
All right. Any other questions, Jerry?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Robert, look, I really appreciate it, because it was at the very last second, because we had another guest scheduled for the 8:30. I called Robert up and said, Rob, can you come on? Because I wanted to get you on to talk about these changes anyway, and just a testament to your job. And I really appreciate you coming on at the very last second, unscheduled, and giving us this information, because it's much needed information, don't they?
No, that's great, Vernon. I appreciate it. And that's the important thing, is making sure that people get this information. They have a plan on how to vote, because this is what I'm going to say. In August of 2024, 75% of the registered voters did not vote.
Wow.
We had just under 25% vote in the primary in August of 24. So I want to get the message out. I want to, and this is why I'm pushing that. Listen, final decisions will be made in the August 18th election. It's a primary election, yes, for those partisan races, for governor, for senator, for commissioner of agriculture, for CFO. On the Republican side, you have Congress and House District 2 and County Commission District 2. But for everybody else, school board districts 1, 2, and 3, the mayor, the countywide referendum on superintendent, all of those could have their final decisions made in August. So if you wait, your voice isn't heard. So if you want to have a say on who your next school board member is, come vote August 18th.
What do you, before you go really quick, what are your prediction on the percentage of voting for this election, for this primary?
Sure. So historically, we're usually around 30%. I think with having some, upper ticket items, like the governor's race, Republican and Democrat both have governor race on there. U.S. Senate, Republican and Democrat both have that on there. Commissioner of Agriculture, Commissioner CFO. So maybe those top of ticket races will draw some people out. We haven't had a lot of those in past years. But again, hopefully with some additional marketing that we're doing, trying to get the word out, surpass the 31% that we usually have for an August 18th election. And if I can get mid 30s, upper 30s, that would be great. But even in November, this being a gubernatorial cycle, historically, we're in the low 50s in November, when we're choosing our governor, when we're choosing our congressman, when we're choosing our senator, plus all the local races that we have. A lot of our local races, the 2 city council races that will be on the ballot, both of those went to November, things like that. Now, I will say in 2018, the last time we had an open gubernatorial race, we had 61%, but we had 76% vote in 2024 for the president. I would love to see those numbers for governor and your local candidates, because I guarantee you they're going to have a more impact on your daily life than the president is. Right?
Yeah, you got that right.
And so to think that is going to be more important for your daily life, it's those local races that really matter and make an impact. So come out, have your voice be heard. Your vote is your voice. And August 18th, November 3rd, and again, we make it easy to vote, right? We vote by mail. You don't have to give us a reason. Just have to make that request. Those early voting days for this time, August 8th to August 15th, 8 to 5:30 p.m. You can go to any one of the 10 locations. So if you're headed out of town and all of a sudden you're passing the Century Courthouse, just pull in and vote. That easy.
Okay. Any last words, Robert?
No, sir. I appreciate it.
Okay. We appreciate you for coming on at the last second. Okay.
Good to see you, Jerry. Good to see you, Cliff. Thank you, Vernon.
All righty. Jerry, you got any last words?
Just that the Andrew Nixon will be here today, as a matter of fact, starting at 1 o'clock, I believe, at the Ella Jordan Center, and the other places that she's going to be going. We try to get that itinerary to you. Okay.
All right. Well, I'll be there. I'll be there at 1 o'clock. Cliff, where you at, Cliff?
I'm driving. I just wanted to say to Mr. Bender, thanks for adding clarity to this. I think some of those dates are so critical that I think it needs to be pushed out, Vernon, just on your show and any other show, because if you want to have a voice, local government matters. And he just said it. I mean, if you vote now, this is probably where we should be trying to reach a goal of 76, 80%, because registering to vote is only one piece. You got to go out and vote. That's how your voice transcend and make a change. So thank you for what you're doing, Mr. Bender. Greatly appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Cliff.
All righty. All right. Anybody else got any in the last words?
No, I'm going to have to go, but I'll see you Thursday, Vern.
Okay, Jared, thank you. And Robert, thank you. And Cliff, thank you as well. And thank you all for listening and watching Morning with Vernon. Y'all catch me every morning at 6:30. Monday through Friday, and maybe you learn something. And but really take this election cycle seriously, because it does affect your life. We got people here trying to get you to understand the voting process, and I'm so thankful to Robert being so accessible to us that he can answer all of the questions that we need regarding our voting process. All right, folks, that's all I got for today. Remember, I love you. And Omar would say, I love you with a perfect love. And as the comedian George Wallace would say, he would always say, ain't nothing you can do about it. And that old dastardly blues hound would always say, you knows you's the onlyest one that I love. So I tell you what, y'all, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
Start